The next session is blockchain gaming, and we've got four panelists. Invite all of you guys to the stage here.
Actually, I'm going to take your role of moderator for one moment, for a few minutes. Just waiting for the others to have their mic. Hello everyone, happy to be here today in Berlin. Thanks Tom and his team to letting us the opportunity to talk about blockchain gaming. I'm Flavien Defraire, and I will be the moderator today, and I'm community manager of the Blockchain Game Alliance. Because yes, this is a Blockchain Game Alliance panel because we are a community, we are non-profit organizations committed to promote blockchain within the gaming industry. So our core goal is to have the opportunity to create the largest network of professionals involved in blockchain, involved in the gaming industry, and how we make it easier for everyone to collaborate, to meet each other, to have the opportunity to build something together and to learn, obviously, because it's a new world. We are very happy to have around 450 companies within the BGA all over the world, and this is a BGA panel because I'm very happy to have BGA members with me to tackle that very interesting subject, which is prediction for 2023 in terms of blockchain gaming. So very happy to be here. Thank you guys for being here. First question will be very easy for you for sure. Starting with On, and we go to Max after. Could you introduce yourself and your activity?
Absolutely. Thank you, Flav, and thank you for the organizers for inviting me. I'm On Yavin, the founder and the managing partner at Cointelligence Fund, a crypto VC fund completely focused on investing in the Metaverse and blockchain-based games. Before the fund was established, I started the Cointelligence a little bit more than 5 years ago as a research company, and we've analyzed more than 1,100 different blockchain and crypto companies before we decided to establish the fund and focus on investments. Beside that, I'm considered to be a serial entrepreneur. Started my first company before I turned 20. 17 years ago, started investing as an angel investor. I recently added this part to my bio, which was not so relevant all the years. I'm a gamer. I've been a gamer all my life. I usually start my day with a World of Warcraft battleground as the morning exercise, and then I start working. Again, thank you for inviting me.
Hey, it's no, it's not working. Hold on. Check. No, not working. Thank you very much. Hey, it's Enric from Tilting Point. I'm VP of Growth. At Tilting Point, we have a mission which is change developer lives. We have games such as Star Trek Timelines, SpongeBob Cook-Off, Narcos Cartel Wars. So if you go on the App Store or Google Play, you're likely to find some of our games. On my side, I'm not such an avid gamer, so I don't wake up and play World of Warcraft, but I do love gaming as well. The vision that we have at Tilting Point moving forward with blockchain is that that's the next frontier. So we are aiming to become the reference when it comes to publishing games from mobile and adding that Web3 layer on top.
Cool. Thank you everybody for coming to this event, and thank you for this opportunity to be here. My name is Max Vysochanskiy. I'm founder of company Games Paradise. We are right now releasing our first blockchain NFT game, Moonstrike. And speaking about myself, basically I think I have two big passions is games, because yes, played a lot of games in the past. Then I moved to development mobile games, desktop games we made different titles, and the second passion is blockchain. A couple years ago, I would say like 5 years ago, I jumped into this blockchain industry with YouTube channel BTC TV, and yeah, we are media partner of this event as well. And last year, I just combined those two passions into one, because blockchain plus gaming, creating blockchain games, that is why we started this new company and new game, and joining Blockchain Game Alliance. So thanks for this opportunity to be here.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys. Actually, you noticed that to answer the question about prediction, it was important for us not only to invite blockchain games, but obviously a large diversity of people involved in gaming industry. So that's gonna lead our conversation. And first, I think we're gonna have two parts. First, we will focus on ownership because it's one of the main things when we talk about blockchain games, having the ability to own your in-game assets, your digital assets. So first question will be, and I will start with you, Max. In terms of ownership, how ownership of digital asset is changing the gaming landscape, the gaming industry?
This is a really good question, and because we are coming straight to the point, like, okay, we have like traditional games. So questions come on, why we need Web3 games? What is the difference between traditional and blockchain games? And let me answer like with one question to you guys, like, can you raise hand how many of you played any game in the past? So if you play, yeah, cool. Any game in the past. So basically all of you played some games in the past. Now imagine you play that game, you get some rewards, some achievements. And what you can do with them? Basically nothing. You cannot transfer to those achievements your character, your weapons to other player. You cannot give to somebody else. Now, you are a heavy game player. Imagine 10 years ago you played the game and those achievements. Imagine that now you will give those character or weapons to your son, for example. I'm a family guy, I have a son, right? So you will imagine you will give those achievements to your son, or for example, right now, you will sell those items on the marketplace. I believe that the value of them and price will be high because it was 10 years ago, right? So this is a question, the difference, because right now is the opportunity to make games where those achievements, rewards, characters, weapons, anything can be entities, can be on blockchain, and this is where you will be able to do anything what you can. Before that, mostly you couldn't do anything. So that is why right now new wave of games are coming with those opportunities where you, as I said, you can do anything with them and you will be controlling those items.
Yeah, going through the same question for you, Enric.
We acknowledge at Tilting Point that the next frontier, as I said earlier, is going to be blockchain gaming and the digital ownership, but we are still a few years for that to become a reality. So the interoperability, the fact that I can use a sword and then I can use that sword into a different game, we're still a few years ahead. That's not happening anytime soon, because you have the rationale is that you have big companies, AAA developers, that spend millions, if not billions of dollars on developing their own assets, their own IPs. For them to partner to able for, I don't know, I own this car in a Rockstar game, in Grand Theft Auto, and then I get to play that car into Need for Speed, which is an EA game. That's unthinkable right now as it is. However, there is a point that you mentioned just now, which is, hey, imagine I've been playing this game for the last 10 years, and I have been accruing all these points or coins. Can I leverage that in any other meaning, any other game? And that's the approach that we're having at Tilting Point right now, short term. It's for allowing our players to be able to invest or take some of those points that they accrued in another game and be able to leverage those in a different game within our portfolio. So let's say I was mentioning to you guys earlier, I'm playing Star Trek Timelines, and after 10 months, I'm just tired of like grinding my spaceships. So, okay, let me see what other games Tilting Point portfolio has me to offer. Oh, there's this SpongeBob game, let me try. Okay, it's a cool game. All right, so effectively that player stops playing Star Trek Timelines, so they're going to shift their attention to the SpongeBob game. So the premise is that we allow the player to be able to use some of those points that they accrued, or some of those currency that they got from a Star Trek, and apply it on a SpongeBob. So that's what we're working on right now at Tilting Point.
Great. And for you, Arne, I know that you're really involved in the community of World of Warcraft. To explain players, what does it mean to own your own assets? Same question for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, I agree with my fellow panelists, and I'd like to add the following. So I think that the the first and foremost important part about the ownership, and it includes also identity. If you do have an in-game character, for example, and you own it, it completely changes everything. It starts with the achievements and everything that you manage to get while playing the game, but it goes on to much more. And I have to say that, yes, the achievements it's not like when you get them, it's worth nothing, because you can get very excited when you get them on the same day, or maybe even a few days later, or a few weeks. But at some point, you don't even remember it anymore, usually. And if you did actually own them and you could have done something with them, as Max mentioned, then it could have been worth a lot. The second part is that if you own it, then obviously not only you can sell it, you can also monetize it. And you can actually rent it to other players and allow them to use your characters or your items. Now, just to clarify, this specific part is extremely important, and it also has a huge utility. And I'll give you an example. When you play a game, sometimes you choose a character and you play it for a long time. You can play for hours, days, maybe even months or years. At some point, you realize that's not the best character for you. You spend so much time, because in the games you have different races, different classes, and not all characters are alike. It can be completely different. And if you spend so much time, and then you realize when you got to the end game part that you don't really love that character, you need to go back all the way and start all over again. So the utility here is very obvious and simple. You can actually rent a character when you spend the hundreds of hours on to someone else, just to try it for a couple of hours, and then that person will know if they want to play that character and start a new, fresh character. Another part of the identity and ownership is the fact that right now, if the company behind a game decides to shut down the server or servers, or if the company went bankrupt and it's gone, then the players lose everything that they achieved and gained while playing that game. With the new identity and ownership option based on blockchain, that's not going to happen when the time comes. And the last part of the identity and ownership is what's been mentioned about transferring the assets to other games. And yes, it's very, very early. It's probably going to take a few years, maybe even a decade. But when we get there, it's going to be absolutely amazing, not just because when you spend so much time, you want to transfer your assets, but also because it will allow us to create complete new worlds and connecting different metaverses, different games, and so on and so on. And I can't even imagine how the future of gaming is going to look, because it's definitely going to be very exciting, but a lot of things are going to happen. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, sure. So we kind of understand a lot of different principles within ownership based on your feedbacks around scarcity, around liquidity, around self-custody as well. And to go through the prediction, I really wanted to kind of share a survey led by Coda Labs, and actually we helped as the BGA this survey around the global Web3 gaming study. And actually it was quite interesting what they point out. Gamers don't like cryptocurrency nor NFTs, rating their feelings at 4.5 and 4.3 respectively on a scale of 1, I hate, and to 10, I love. And actually we're seeing that the crypto gamers, however, have very positive, obviously, feelings for both, with rating of 8.1 for cryptocurrency and 7.5 for NFTs. So we also see that 50% of gamers aren't familiar with any type of Web3 gaming terms. Based on that, gentlemen, and I will start with you, Enric, are gamers ready for Web3?
No.
That's true.
Unfortunately not. We are the exception here. Like, actually, you made a question earlier, so how many from the audience have actually played a blockchain game? Raise your hand, please.
That's
alright,
a lot.
That's 50% of the audience in an European Metaverse Awards. So, right.
Check how many founders of projects we have here. So.
How many? You want to ask the question? How many founders of gaming projects are in the room today? No, okay. Well, you see. All right. So we have like a 50% in a European Metaverse Awards. 50% of the audience has never played a Web3 game. So that shows you the question is: Are gamers ready for Web3? No. So there is a huge task of work from all of us that we need to evangelize. Not that blockchain is the next big thing. Not that Web3. This term, the average Joe does not care at all about this technology. They hear about the news, it's a Ponzi scheme, they're gonna lose, my uncle lost his money, he got scammed, my friend made 10x on this coin, which was something in, all of this is just, noise. What the player wants is like, click of a button, oh, now, what is this? Oh, now I can sell this, shit, okay, now I'm making $100 from selling this asset. They don't care what's their wallet, they don't care how it happens, it works. And that's effectively what we need all to acknowledge here in this room, but overall in the industry, is that if we want to attract the average player, that's to us free to play, it's going to be a female in general. Casual player, mobile, it's going to be a female housewife, 45 plus. That's the average player that we have, at not Tilting Point, but on mobile. When you acknowledge that and you picture yourself, okay, that's my target audience, do you see that person actually going through MetaMask, creating their wallet, and then, oh, it's Polygon, so I need to transfer my ETH to a layer 2. Oh, now I have to pay gas. It's too complicated. So we are still there are a few companies, including Tilting Point, that we are working to actually assist the player to make that shift, but we need to also acknowledge that here we got 50% of the audience, and us sitting here, we're hyped about it, we just breathe, and we know about blockchain. But we need to realize as well that the vast majority of players out there do not know about it, nor they care about it.
Right, obviously, Max, you're building a blockchain game, so what's your take on it?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I just wanted to follow up. We are coming from traditional game development, so we can right now already comparing results from traditional games which we release to the market and blockchain. And results are really not good one. With traditional games, we are achieving like 100% more gamers. Why? Because already ecosystem, everything is ready over there. People come, for example, we are making for desktop, people are coming to the Steam platform, downloading with their ID, and boom, they're starting playing. With blockchain game, is complicated. You're right, you need to have MetaMask wallet, then you need to buy crypto, then you need to transfer and buy some another token from that blockchain game, then buy an NFT. It's a complicated process. I agree with you, we need like one click with, for example, using Facebook or Gmail, your account, boom, you are in the game. Then you are playing and hey, oh yeah, this character or this weapon, I can transfer or sell it on marketplace. This is our goal. When it will be ready, then we can bring millions of players to the game, and especially if it will be free to play the game, because majority, I will say, blockchain games, they require that, hey, to start the playing, you need to buy something, some NFT or land or character, which is costing a lot of money. No, free to play the game, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Find the best games on the market, Counter-Strike, Fortnite, and other ones. Millions of players over there playing every single day for free, just simply starting playing. Then with the process, they can buy in the game other items, and in such case, you can monetize the game. So yes, we are at the early stage, but I think it can be good future. But again, this is only the beginning of this game industry.
So obviously you are ready, but are gamers ready for Web3?
So, first of all, I think that we need to take a step back, and I can tell you that from my personal experience, I interviewed more than 200 players while I was playing with them online. It's not even about Web3 or gaming. It's about crypto in general. They are very, very much against crypto, or they think that it's all one big scam. And by the way, as much as I am sure about the future that is blockchain-based games and crypto with gaming, I can tell you that it's not a surprise that they think how they think. Most of the industry is scams, period. It doesn't matter how you turn it around. And the small part that is not a scam is what we call bullshit projects, just trying to make a quick buck, and then you're left with less than 1% from the entire industry of real solid potential projects, and these are startups, so they're doomed to fail anyway. So we're not in a good position at the moment with everything that's happened, and to add to that, everything is happening so fast with crypto, so for us crypto people, it makes sense, but for people outside of the industry and the community, it looks horrible, to be honest. Beside that, I will add and say that the most important part, and I completely agree with what you've said about how easy it should be, and again, it applies to blockchain and crypto in general, not just gaming, but beside that, we have to remember that even though NFTs are considered to be cryptocurrencies, there's a huge difference between the native in-game tokens of the games and everything around the token economics compared to NFTs, where you don't need too much of token economics, if any at all. So in my opinion, we're going to see the adoption of the identity and ownership part much, much faster and sooner compared to everything around play to earn, or like everybody's saying it now because play to earn is a bad word, play and earn. We have to separate the two things, even though they are very much connected and they have a big relationship between them.
Interesting. So 2023 might lead us to identity in gaming. So very interesting to see that. And you discovered that it's all about education as well in the BGA. We really want to educate all members based on the expertise of our members, so sharing knowledge with everyone, but outside as well, and helping gamers to understand Web3 as well. And actually going through that, we also support Defraire that I guess a lot of you know. They're building a great report about blockchain gaming, metaverse related subjects. And actually Defraire Q3 report about blockchain gaming. During the third quarter, investors poured 1.3 billion into the blockchain gaming business. And it actually was a decrease of 48% from the second quarter. And July was a very bad month, the baddest month we could experience for this year. So question will be, and I will start with you, Arne, obviously, what could be your prediction for this year? What's happening this year? What happened last year? And how do you see funding investment for next year, 2023?
So unfortunately, I don't have a positive answer for you. First, I think that 2023, we're going to continue to be in the horrible bear market that we are in, and obviously that affects everything. Beside that, I can tell you from my personal experience, we already have more than 30 different venture partners. Most of them, I think maybe except for one or two, they completely stopped investing at the moment. And not only they completely stopped investing in general, and they're waiting to see what happens with the market conditions, specifically with regards to gaming, and specifically because play to earn is being called a Ponzi scheme, which is completely ridiculous, by the way. Play to earn exists for more than a decade now, even before blockchain-based games time. It's working very well. I can tell you from my personal experience, I paid for characters, I paid for different things in games. The only problem and the only issue with it is that it's against the game's rules. And you're not allowed to do it, so your account can get banned when you do it. But it doesn't stop people from doing it, and they are doing it on a daily basis. And I can tell you that with regards to investments in gaming projects, 2023 is not looking too good, but in my opinion, 2024, we're going to see probably the next bull run, and we're going to see another huge spike in investments in the metaverse and blockchain-based games. And everything I just said is not financial advice of any kind, just to be clear.
We had to say that, obviously. Yeah.
Do your own research, you got that as well. The time to build is now. So when the market looks bad is when you want to accumulate coins, is when you want to be building. So when the next wave of the next green pastures are come, you're ready. So waiting to get, yes, we are totally agree with what we discussed just now. 6 months ago, a year ago, we had a completely different picture. It was way easier to raise funds. It was everything is green, everyone makes money, everyone is happy. You were seeing guilds, so Web3 guilds, like just leveraging the scholarships, and you probably all heard about the Axie Infinity and how people were making a lot of money and how towns in Philippines were living out of Axies. This is gone because it was effectively not Axie Infinity per se, but play to earn as it is. It's just the inflation, the tokenomics do not work long term. So we learn from that. As an industry, we just need to move on from that. We acknowledge what has been done. We acknowledge that now it's a dreadful market, but that shouldn't stop us from, as I said just now, build, because the next wave, which is going to be year and a half or so, I wish it was less than that, but sounds about that, late 2023, I don't have a crystal ball either, so hard for me to predict, but I would say that that assumption is probably correct. By then, it's when you're going to have this next wave of players ready to, okay, I see Bitcoin going to 50K, I see Ethereum going up to 6K, holy, there's time to invest money. And then you get that wave like, oh, I can play this game and actually get money, or I can play this game and then you get those assets that we are building right now, just so when the attention span moves again into crypto, into Web3, you got that product ready.
Okay, great. Tom, allow me to ask this last question to illustrate the kind of subjects we are tackling there. What games plan, even through a beta, for next year, do you think interesting and the other one? And please don't mention Moonstrike. You don't have to.
Thanks. This is a good question. And first of all, market is moving really very fast. New projects are coming, plus big companies like Ubisoft, like Konami, they are joining this space with entities and making their own marketplaces. Today, I just read that Nissan company, which is producing cars, they want to produce their own entities for their new game with the cars. So right now, if you are saying, hey, which game you think will be the best in the next year, it's really hard to predict. It's really a tough question. I cannot answer, honestly. But I would say that, first of all, big companies with huge budgets like Ubisoft, Konami, and other ones are coming to the market, which can bring good games. And secondly, potential like indie game studios, like us, for example, they can come with their own titles. So this is my answer.
Those companies are able to leverage what we were discussing earlier about you as a player being able to sell or buy items just through USD or maybe through in-game currency at scale. That's coming because what's called the Chinese gold farmers. They have these people who are actually farming gold so they can actually sell it on eBay or whatever. I don't know where you buy it now, but it used to be on eBay a few years ago when I used to do that. Buying, not farming. It's going to happen because that's effectively you are unlocking a feature that hardcore players are asking for. And the same that at Tilting Point we're doing when we create or we develop a game, we're going after the players who are going to do a lot of in-app purchases because we, as a business, we live out of players who are spending money in our game, not only watching ads. So the same, we hope that unlocking these features are going to be allowing to funnel and to funnel more revenue into developing more games, knowing which company is going to be or which game is going to be the next one to be the center. It's super tough. Like we need to wait and see on what's coming there, but it's going to come soon.
So for me, to answer this question is very easy. I'm just going to give you a few examples of our portfolio companies. I think that these are actually games that I, as a gamer, potentially would be interested in playing, and that's why it's very easy for me to name these games. So I'll say that Rebelbots, and by the way, Rebelbots also got an investment from Ubisoft that you mentioned, which is very, very impressive. And it also shows that the gaming giants believe in blockchain-based games. The second one I would say is Decimated, and the third one is definitely going to be Moonray. Games that I am very, very looking forward to try myself.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for having the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you.